Well, hello folks, welcome back to Fist-25 and Fist of Jawa Save the Universe. I am here, we're going to do a video on ReShade and how it works within the game. I'm currently flying an Anvil Pisces, and this is what the game looks like at Microtech without ReShade. I normally do play with ReShade, so I imagine this is probably what the majority of you guys see as we're flying through New Babbage. This is kind of a raw and unedited cut in front of the Pisces going at SCM speed. So real quick before we get into how to do this, I want to fly straight towards Nest, and I want to show you a side-by-side comparison of what non-ReShade and what ReShade looks like. Now we're kind of in the early morning with the non-ReShade of Microtech, and hopefully by the time I get this to post-processing, we'll have the video with ReShade you know, I guess it'll be in the daytime. And so from there, I am going to I'm going to wait till I cross this Nest apartment building, and then I'm going to head basically straight up, make it into space, and I want to show you what the Pisces looks like with and without ReShade. Okay, so up from the landing pad up there, there's some bad guys at Microtech apparently. So let me reset the camera here. This is what the Pisces looks like without ReShade in the daytime. This is an expedition, that's why it has a red canopy. In Star Citizen without any type of filtering. After we get ReShade installed and working with the easy anti-cheat, we're going to show you what like a planet looks like with ReShade. We're going to show you, well, I mean, that's going to be Microtech. We're also going to show you what the MVG looks like in the dark, what the LIDAR looks like, and then the MVG LIDAR. All right, folks, so with that, I'm going to head back to New Babbage, and we're going to cut over back to myself, and we're going to see how to do the ReShade install. All right, folks, so welcome to the video. I don't know if you've noticed, but with the new Star Citizen launcher graphic on screen, we are going to be having to use, or Star Citizen is going to be using what's called Easy Anti-Cheat, EAC. A lot of people don't like it. Some people do, but it's a way to prevent files that are not whitelisted or game files from being used while you're playing the game. It is what it says. It's an easy anti-cheat. So, but they have whitelisted the ReShade, and I'm going to show you here how to install it. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to the ReShade website. The link will be in the description below, but I believe it's reshade.me. You're going to come to this very front page, and it starts talking about what ReShade is. It's a generic post-processing injector for video software. It was developed by Crowsire, and this does work for more than Star Citizen. You'll notice if you install it, it'll be in other places. It does support Direct 3D 9, 10, which also knows DirectX, 11, which is what Star Citizen uses, 12, which is the Gen 12 renderer, OpenGL, and Vulkan. One day we will be going to Vulkan with DirectX 12, so I'm not sure how it's going to work, but it will work there. You do need a computer with Windows 7, 8, 10, or 11, I believe it does work on, and Net Framework 4.5 or higher must be installed. And so what it does is there's a bunch of shaders in here, and like different types of FX is what it calls. Really, people in Star Citizen only use really a couple of them, and I'm only going to show you the stuff that I use. I use a regular, it's based off of SweetFX, but it's Mr. Boy with Cobra Force. He kind of has his own little shader setup, and I really like how it is, so I shamelessly copied it, and I still use it. So we're going to try to install that and see if that works. I think it'll work. We'll see. But I'm going to show you how to do that on the screen here. And then, so that comes with SweetFX, which kind of, it makes the darks darker, the brights brighter, the contrast a little better. It just makes the shaders in general better. Then there's another mode, which I just call MVG mode, which it removes some of these shaders that are in game, prevents them from displaying. And it basically works like if you're wearing MVG goggles. It's not great, but it is okay. If you watch my my upcoming video on the Mercury Star Runner, I do have to go into MVG mode because it is so dark in the asteroid field where I'm trying to fight people. I literally cannot see where the rocks are. It is that dark. So I turn that on. And then sometimes when I land on the planets, I use, or the moons, it's so dark that I turn on what they call LIDAR mode. There's LIDAR and MVG LIDAR, and that will show us, hopefully I have those on screen. We'll see. That'll take a bunch of textures and stuff away, and we'll be able to see the ground and see trees and mountains and stuff, and so we won't run into them. Anyway, let's get started with ReShade. By the way, they do have a forum, a Discord, a frequently asked questions, all kinds of different stuff here. But really, you just need to hit this purple button that says download. So we're going to hit that. It's going to bring us down here that it's open source. Don't click any of this stuff over here. You don't need to go to the GitHub. You don't need to click on these ads here. I like to hit X. There's a big section here marked download. Version 4.9.1 is what is considered the whitelist ReShade for Star Citizen. Came out January 9th, 2021. It uses a preset file and an INI file. I'm going to show you how to do that. So basically, you're going to hit download ReShade 4.9.1. We're going to click that. In Windows, we're going to tell it to keep the file, obviously, and we're going to open the file. It says click here to select a game and manage its ReShade installation. It works, boom, right off the bat. Don't click enable disable ReShade and Vulkan globally. Not all games are Vulkan. There's only a few games that are Vulkan. I think Doom is one of them, but so don't click that button. You don't need to. Click on the top one, the bigger one. It says click here to select a game and manage its ReShade installation. So we're going to click on that. It's going to bring up a ton of games, right? Guess what's not in here? Star Citizen is not in here. You can come down here and look at all the different games that I have on my computer, and if we go into the S's, yeah, Soul Calibur, Skyrim, yeah, you don't see Star Citizen in there. So what we're going to have to do for this one is we're going to have to hit browse. Okay, from browse, it takes us to our download here. We're going to go to the Star Citizen directory. I have a little shortcut up here, but I'm going to show you how to get to it from scratch. Now, yours might be on your C drive. Mine is not. I have a very specific drive that I install Star Citizen on. It's a M.2. It's my second M.2, so it's on my S drive here. Okay, but yours might be on the C drive. It doesn't really matter, but you need to get to that drive. The first directory you go to is Program Files. Double click on that. Then we're going to click on Roberts Space Industries. Then we're going to go to Star Citizen, obviously. Then obviously you have to do this separately on the PTU, but we're going to do this right now on live. You can put this on the PTU, but just know it's a separate installation. So go to live, and then you have the launcher, and then you have bin 64. We're going to go to bin 64. We actually want the Star Citizen executable. So the directory, if we look this up here, is Program Files, Robert Space Industries, Star Citizen Live, bin 64, and we're going to click on starcitizen.exe. We're going to hit open. Now, here's the thing. It does not use Vulkan. It does not use OpenGL. It uses DirectX 10 and 11. So that's what we're going to click on. Now, this is the standard stuff that comes with it. I'm going to give you a link to my Discord to get you the shaders that I use. If you want to try some of these other shaders, feel free. It's your computer. But all I ever install is Standard Effects to SweetFX. I don't do anything else. So I'm going to hit OK. And it's going to install. Select the files to install. Hit OK. ReShade setup was successful. That's it. Now, if you wanted to install it for another game or edit the settings that you already had, you can continue to do that. If you open up the program again straight from downloads, you could also, it comes back and you can kind of do the same thing with Star Citizen. So we're going to go ahead and close the application here for ReShade. And by hitting the X, we're now going to open up our bin64 directory. So guys, I'll prove it to you. It is S drive, program files, Robert Space Industries, Star Citizen Live, bin64. Now, what was added here? ReShade shaders was added here. Under shaders is shaders, and then textures is added into there. If you come down, before we scroll down, dxgi.dll and dxgi.log. Those are two files that we're going to have to change. It doesn't work in Star Citizen having these files how they are. It also installs reshade.ini, and then once you first use it, it'll have a reshade.log file that'll come in here. So the first thing we're going to do is we have to rename the dxgi.dll. We're going to right click it. We're going to click on rename. We're going to name it D3D11. I'm pretty sure. .dll. We're going to hit enter, and it changes the name of the DLL file. Let me double check here. I have this whole thing about ReShade in my Discord, Sons of Valhalla. ReShade 4.9.1, and we're going to rename. Okay, here's my ReShade. So yes, it's D3D11.dll. That is what we're going to name everything to. Of course, my full screen popped off. Okay. So with that, we're going to go back into the bin64 directory. Now that we named the dxgi.dll to d3d11.dll, we're also going to rename its log file to d3d11.log. And that's it. You can play the game right now with this ReShade, and it should work. Should. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take the extra step because I'm fairly confident that we know what we're doing. We are going to go up to my downloads, and we're going to pull up Mr. Boy. And I have this link on my Discord with these files. Mr. Boy's shader files. So you notice there's ReShade shaders, presets, and there's no presets over here. We have presets that Mr. Boy has already set up. So I'm going to take both of these files. I'm going to hold down Control and left click both of them. Then I'm going to hold down my right mouse click, drag them over to the other folder. I'm going to let go of my right mouse button and hit copy here. I'm going to replace all the files in the destination. Okay, so now we have presets and we have ReShade shaders. So let's click out of this. We're going to go back and we're going to reopen Star Citizen. Let's see what happens. There's the easy anti-cheat logo, Star Citizen's initializing. Hopefully it doesn't freak out and error out. We are going into the live server where we just installed ReShade. Okay, it looks like it actually is coming up. If you look on the very top of the screen, it says ReShade 4.9.1, visit ReShade, blah, 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 blah. It installed successfully. Press home to start the tutorial, of which we are going to do. I'm just waiting for the actual start page to launch for Star Citizen. and then we'll get into that home page. Come on, baby. There we go. So now Star Citizen is actually loading. We don't have ReShade turned on yet. This is without ReShade. Okay, so I'm going to hit the home button on my keyboard, and it brings up the ReShade menu. Now, this is obviously not the first time I'm using ReShade. Feel free to read all this stuff. I'm not going to read it. I'm going to hit skip tutorial. If you want to read that and go through all that kind of stuff, awesome. Good for you. That's really not what we're trying to do here. All right, guys. So, I had my camera on earlier. I'm not trying to have my camera on in this video, so I apologize. But to go into ReShade here, and you're going to want to click top here where it says like ReShade. You're going to be basically in the bin 64 directory. You're going to have to click on this and open it up and go into the presets directory up here. Once you go into that directory, just pick one of the presets, choose default preset.ini, and then hit select. It's going to bring you over here, and it's already going to shade your screen. Up here at the top, after you hit home, you get back in the menu. Next to default preset, there's little arrows left and right. If I hit the arrow to the right, it turns on my LIDAR green, which you can't really see anything at the loading screen. And then I have regular LIDAR. We'll go over that when we get in the game. Then there's night vision. You can see how everything kind of turns yellow and green. Then there's the default preset. Now, you can and should be able to turn ReShade off. It's just you have to set. Okay, so none of the keyboard shortcuts are set when you do a brand new install. So if you click on settings and under general, you have your overlay key is home. I like to change all my stuff to left alt plus whatever, right? So up here, I'm actually going to change it to left alt and home, or alt and home. And that brings up this menu that's here on the left. For my effect toggle key, I like to use scroll lock, but I use alt and scroll lock. So I just hit alt and scroll lock in there. I don't use the effect reload. And then my switching keys, I use, where's that at? Preset switching keys. So I will use alt page down, and then to go back, alt page up. So I use everything with alt, and it's easy to do with my left hand. Then I don't mess with any of this stuff up here. I do, however, go and change, or I keep my screenshot here. It will change your default screenshots. It will use ReShade for screenshots instead of the default RSI screenshots, the default game. And you could change the screenshot path, which you should. I have a specific directory I like to put mine in. So you can hit this little folder for the path. I actually put my stuff not in the Star Citizen directory. I don't even have it on my S drive. I actually believe I have it on my D drive. Oh my gosh. You guys are seeing all my stuff here. Not that it's a big deal. I believe it's under hit film video saves, and then is it snapshots? No, I think it's under Star Citizen, and nope, it's not under there. It's close enough. I'm going to put it under just the Star Citizen for now. I'll figure out where it is later, and I will put it in there. I'll change that path. But right now, when it does screenshots, that's where it's going to save. And then the screenshot name, it's going to say Star Citizen. It's going to go year, month, day, hour, minute, second. That's how it saves. It's going to save everything as a PNG file. You can change this. You can change the screenshot name format. You can change whether it goes to a bitmap, a PNG, or a JPG file, a JPEG. You can do clear alpha channel. You can do before and after images of without ReShade and with ReShade, which I usually do when there's a contest. So you can do a whole bunch with the screenshots, and then do the show screenshot message. Yes, I do that so I can see that it actually took. And that's pretty much all I do, guys. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. There's statistics in here. There's a log. There's an about. There's D3, D11. There's all kinds of stuff you can do, but this is what I do. I leave it alone from here. Now, I hit Alt Home, and here is the game. the long screen with reshade on. I'm going to turn reshade off. You see how the gamma went up and it's a little bit duller. Reshade on, reshade off, reshade on, reshade off. Okay, so with that, let's turn reshade on. Let's hop in the game. And I'm going to cut to you with, we're going to be we're basically going to load up and we're going to be, we're going to go fly around a little bit outside of the Microtech area so I can show off some of the different stuff with reshade, and we'll hit like a moon surface. We'll try to get it in the dark. We'll try to show off the different modes. And then we'll wrap up the video, so stay tuned. All right, everybody. So, hey, we're here at Calliope outside Microtech, and we have reshade turned on. I'm going to give you just a general look here with a little bit of sun out here. We'll go ahead and turn reshade off. That's what the game looks like with reshade off. And then we'll turn it on. It's just, again, the darks are darker. It takes a lot of the gamma out of there. And we're going to go head down to a dark spot. Hopefully this is dark. Well, maybe we should choose a different one. One that's not going to shoot us, I guess. We'll see if Rayari is dark. I want to show you some of the MVG features of this tool. Okay, so we're 20 clicks out of Rayari. And outside of the ship, we really can't see nothing. Inside of the ship, you really can't see nothing. We're going to go ahead and go SCM speed so we don't crash. We can tell that we're 2,800 meters above the planet. We can't really see nothing, and there's a little bit of a cloud layer as well. If we hit B, we can see this is where Rayari is. We're just going to kind of put our general heading there. Let's go ahead and turn on the first MVG mode. So this is my key for alt page down, and it just kind of makes things a little bit brighter, a little MVG-ish. I definitely, there we go. Now we're below the fake cloud layer, and we still can't really see a whole lot. If we go back to regular view, we definitely can't see a whole lot. So now you got to kind of level off. You got to constantly hit B to see where the stuff's at. For some reason, the LIDAR modes are actually not working right now. I am not sure why they're not working, but they are not working. So I wanted to show that off to you. But we'll see if I can't fix it in post and show you what the LIDAR looks like. So for right now, we're just going to go to Rayari, and we're getting real close. So I'm going to take off my cruise control. That's a big key. And we'll just go back to regular lights, and I'm going to turn the lights on the Pisces on by hitting L. We still can't see anything. We're still we're actually really close to the ground. Not close enough to where, I mean, you can really see our lights. If we hit F4, it's still just a dark soup. We can see the ground now. So if we head towards the ground, yes, we can see it. Let's see what that looks like without reshade. That's without reshade. So the gamma is actually a little bit higher. So maybe you turn off reshade when you're heading here. I believe this is Rayari. No, that's a I think this is it. I think this is where we're headed. Oh, well, wherever we're going, this is some buildings. So, where are these rocks? These are rocks. Those are rocks. I thought they were buildings. Okay, so now this is reshade off, I believe, right? Reshade on. So you can still see just fine. I don't love flying low, But now I can actually see the lights of the outpost. If we go down into MVG mode with the lights on, you can see a little bit better. This works really well in the asteroid field. We turn the lights off, you can still see pretty good. Let's go to default. This is with ReShade on. Still pretty hard to see. A lot of soup out there. ReShade off. The gamma is up, and you can see a little bit better, but it just doesn't look as good. So I'll turn MVGs on. This is MVG with no light, and then MVG with light on. It really kind of highlights everything like you're really wearing an MVG. So there you go, guys. There's planetary stuff. You can see there's a big dust cloud and things like that. It's too bad about the LIDAR. That's a great feature. So this is just regular ReShade on with the lights, and I'll turn it off so you can see the difference. That's without ReShade, and this is with ReShade. A little bit darker, a little bit more realistic, I think, as well. There is Microtech up there. ReShade on, ReShade off, ReShade on. Space is supposed to be dark. All right, with that, so guys, as we come into Rayari, I want to say thank you for watching. I hope you learned how to get ReShade working and working well. It is a really cool feature. There's a ton that you can do with it. I'm sure there's all kinds of extra settings in different forums and stuff. If you find any, please go ahead and send me a link in the as part of the description of the video, and I'll go ahead and approve those, or put it in the Discord under the ReShade folder. All those links are in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. If I've earned your like and your subscribe at the end of this video, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. And thank you for watching Fist and Jawa. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Comment in the comments down below. And as I say every time, if the fist don't get you, the lightning bolt will. Good night, Stanton.